And guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to be covering something that is very advanced, and you need to know what you're doing for this. In this video, I'm going to be covering how you can covering how to make a script that sends information from your Roblox game to your Discord server. Now, I'm going to share some information. So guys, for this tutorial, I'm going to create a new Discord server for me and my friends, and I'm going to do tutorial like that. This is the tutorial server. Now, what I mean by this is I'm going to have this general chat right here. Now, if I put the settings here and integrations, then I create a webhook, SpideyBot. I can rename this to native to tutorial, and it's going to set the channel to general with save changes. Now, if you guys have a webhook, you can guys go ahead and do this. So go into here, integrations, webhooks, tutorial, and make sure you create your webhook and copy the webhook URL. You are done on Discord. Now come back to Roblox Studio and let's continue the tutorial. Now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a script in the server script service, and I'm going to name this webhook API. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a script that sends a message to the Discord server that tells us who has joined the Discord server and when, because it's going to tell the Discord will tell you when the message was sent, and the webhook is going to broadcast a message to the Discord server instantly, and instantly when the player joins the server. Now, to do this, you're going to need to create a function that basically detects whether the player has joined or not, and like when the player joins. So that is players.player added. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a setup for some variables. So we need to get the local players equals game get service players. Then next we need the HTTP service. Local HTTP service equals game get service HTTP service. Now we need this because broadcasting something, transferring data from Roblox to Discord that uses HTTP service. It's a very complicated thing. You can look up more info on it if you're confused. But this is basically how you do it. I can't explain it, but it's how it is. Next, we need now what we need is now, guys, if you want a system that detects how many times the player has joined the server, we can do something like this. We're also going to need the data store service to do this. Equals game let service data store service. This data store service then is only needed if you want a detection to detect how many times the player has played this game. Lots of games have this as data to detect how many times the player has joined. Now we need the local run service equals game get service run service. This is only needed if you want the message to say whether the player is in studio or not. That is the only reason you need it. Now, back on the data store service then here, again you only need this if you want a detection to see how many times the player has played. This next thing is the same as that. Local join count store is data store service. Get data store. Now we need, and now the name is going to be player join count, and then the string, the scope is not needed. Next, we need the local webhook URL, local webhook URL, and then we can put in a string and just paste in what you copied. Again, how you do this is you go to your Discord server, click edit channel, and then permissions. If you actually know integrations, then webhook, then come to your bot and copy webhook URL. That is where you get it from. That is where this comes from. Next, we need we need to create a function to actually send the webhook. Local function send webhook, and now we need a variable inside it, content. This is what the message. This is the content of the message that we are sending. Local payload equals, and then we need the squiggly bracket, and now we need the info content. This is like a built-in variable, and we can set that to the actual content. And now, what we need next is local success. Local success, and then response equals pcall. And now this is a function. It's very complicated, all this stuff. If you don't understand this and you want more information on how it works, do not ask me in the comment section. I do not know. It's just how it works. It's just how it is. HTTP servers can post async. Now, this is exactly why you need the HTTP service, because it's posting stuff on the HTTP. Now, the URL is going to be webhook URL. That is the URL that is being sent to. HTTP service can JSON encode. Again, I do not understand any of this myself, so do not ask me in the comment section why this is the case. Now we're going to put in the payload variable, and now we need enum.http content type application JSON. Now that is the variable. Then we need the if success. Then this means it is successful. Print webhook sent content. Now this is that content again is what message is being sent. That now we need an else. If it is not successful, then the webhook has not been sent. Now we need to warn webhook failed. Response. Now that is the response then up here. Now that is the function done. That is literally the post async complete. Players dot player added connect function and then player. What we need now is if run service is studio, then this means that the player's in studio. So what we need now to do now is we need to send a webhook. Now, the detail and the content, what we want to be sent as the message is the game is being run inside of Roblox Studio. That means the player is in studio, basically. Player.name has joined. Now, we do not need a session ID for this. Else. This else means that we are not in studio, meaning we can run this complete. So local key equals join count underscore player user ID. Local join count is equal to data store service get data store, and we need get async. We need, actually no, it is not that. We need the actual data store service up here. So we've got the join count store get async. Now this is going to get the variable. So the key is going to be player.user ID. That is the key. This is exactly what you need. If you put in player.name or player.displayname, that is extremely dangerous. That is going to lose the data and lead to danger loss. This is like the whole data store service then. Now, it is important that you understand that and why this is happening. That is the join count. Now we need to do local success result equals pcall function return join count store colon get async key. We can set this to 1. Now, if success and result, then what we need to do here is join count is equal to result plus 1. That is that section done. Now what we need is people function, and then here join count store colon set async key join count. That is end. Wait 2 seconds and then send webhook string.format. Then if you guys don't understand this, then look it up. I don't understand it either, like why it is %s or why it is %dd. I do not understand why, but that's just how it is. Has joined the game session hashtag %d. That is that. Now after this, we need player.name join count. And then player.name is being broadcasted into %s, and join count is being broadcasted into here. Now this here is the format string, and then here is the any, so that is the info that we need, but this is just the format. Now that is completely done. We need to publish to Roblox, and now please be careful. Game settings, security. You need to have HTTP requests on and enable Studio access to API services. You need to have these on, otherwise it will not work. Save. And then this will work in Studio as well. Now, I'm going to put this on my other screen. If I make this small, it's going to broadcast into here, hopefully. And now, press play. There we go! The game is being run inside of Roblox Studio. Player genuine underscore dev has joined. That is really good. Now, we need to fix this because it says player underscore genuine. It is literally combined. We need a space here to fix that. Here we go. The game is being run inside of Roblox Studio. Player genuine underscore dev has joined. That is really good. Now, we're in Studio, so I cannot show you this section. To do that section, I have to close Roblox and go on to launch Roblox. Now, currently, I'm using my main account, so I have to swap accounts in switch accounts right up here. Now, this is a natural thing. Then, I need to add the account as I currently do not have it in. Secondary, genuine, underscore dev, and then log in. Once you're in, you can go onto here, and then create.roblox.home. Now, the game is not public. If the game's not, my game is currently not public. So if it's not public, then you have to come onto create.roblox.home. Tutorials too limited. If I view on Roblox, I will come to here. I can press play. But if your game is public, you can search it up inside of your profile. I can load in and join in server. Here we go. I got a bit worried for a moment as it was a bit delayed, but here we go. Secondary genuine underscore dev has joined the game. Session number 1. That is awesome. Now, if I leave and rejoin, hopefully it will say session 2. If not, then there is a little issue with the data store service. I join in, yep, session number 2. Now, this is going to be global, and everyone can access this data if you are not careful. That is going to be everything in this video. Once again, this is a very, very, very advanced script. You need to know what you're doing if you are using this. If you don't know what you're doing, then you can use this, but you have to make sure you are following it 100%, because it is very, very complicated. Now, as I said earlier in the video, even I don't understand a lot of this myself, but it is just the functions that you have to use in Roblox Studio. I hope you guys found this video extremely helpful. If you did, then let me know in the comment section what more tutorials you want to see in the future, and I will see you guys in the next video. But I'm hoping to make more videos a lot quicker. Now, the next video I make will probably be top buttons. Let me show you what I mean. And guys, I'm currently loading into a voice crossover here. Now, there was a reason for this, because this has something that I'm going to be showing you how to make in the next video. And what I'm going to show you how to make is basically, if I can close down this, there we go. What I'm going to show you guys how to make in the next video is this. This button up here. And this button. And this button. This is a little function called top bar plus. And I'm going to teach you guys how to use this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.